Hello and welcome to another episode of Slay the Spire. We are 3 in a row. I haven't played since Tuesday. Today's Saturday. Let's see if that's true. Run history. We won on the 6th, which the 8th was Thursday. So yeah, Tuesday. And now today's Saturday. So yeah, 5 days later. Today's the, what is today's date? The 11th then? The 10th? Oh, I guess that's only 4 days later, whatever. We're at 3 in a row. Really interesting runs. If you haven't watched them, go back and watch them. They are recorded on my YouTube. This one, Dead Branch is always fun. It was an early Dead Branch without some obvious synergy, so I think the game remains tough. You saw we took 57 damage to the heart. Almost lost because of some Runic Dome laziness. This is a one-of-a-kind run, though. This truly is a one-of-a-kind run. Gambling chip into grand finale on turn 1 strategy. Really, really cool. Let's see if we can get 4 in a row. 4 in a row is extremely impressive. I am feeling a little lethargic today. I don't know if I'm feeling especially lazy, as far as putting forth the math to make sure we get a win, but a little lethargic. I feel like I might not be as sharp as I would like to be for 4 in a row attempts, but we press on anyway. We can't afford to lollygag for optimal state of mind if we're going to be win streaking, just because we don't have the time in our lives to do that. So when we have time to do a recording, we gotta do a recording. Oh gosh, these are awful bonuses. I guess it's boss swap. I don't want to lose because of boss swap, but these are terrible. They don't give me any tangible benefit in Act 1. I see a path I really like, Fire Elite Elite, if we're strong. It's 2 total elites, but one of them's Burning Elite, which is worth something. And we should be especially strong against them, which gives us an opportunity to maybe pick a little bit more speculatively, since they are so late in the act. So we get 2 fires before that. So the only thing you can do this act is 2 elites, and no, you could do 3 elites if you did this guy into this guy. But it's 3 elites and 1 fire instead of 2 fires and 2 elites. Well, when you put it like that, as far as just getting as powerful as you can get in Act 1, it is better to do 3 elites and 1 fire than 2 and 2. But the difference is all of the risk is loaded unacceptably on this floor 6 elite. Right, it's just so much safer to do 2 and 2, but it's like more powerful to do 3 and 1 for your elite fire split. But this is a 3 and 1 where the elite comes before the first fire, which means you don't get an upgrade, and it's on floor 6, which means you just don't have a lot of time to get ready for it either. However, both of them involve coming to this node. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to boss swap. Pray that we will not play like fools with a boss swap run that is potentially 4 in a row, because the last time we boss swapped, I think we just played extremely foolishly and then died in Act 2. We're also going to prove we don't get extremely unlucky, right? Ectoplasm and Busted Crowned are my 2 non-starters for boss swaps. There's some other bad ones, but all the other ones I think I can stomach. Okay. We're probably quite a bit weaker than we would be with Ring of the Snake, because Ring of the Snake is so good. But this is acceptable. And opens up some nice outs for us. So yeah, I think we're going to do 2 question marks to try and not have to do too many hard pool fights. Looks like we'll get 1 hard pool fight at least right here, but that's okay. Tis okay. Oh, speaking of okay, we can take 1 here. Can we do any better? No, because when he's weak, he's dealing 6 anyway. So we could double strike here so we can weaken him and defend. That doesn't do it. Oh, although, aha, we do have a better line. We get to double defend and kill the front one with the strike. Neutralize. Defend here, get our energy back, but it doesn't matter. So what would be good? Dagger throw would be good. Dagger throw is probably my #1 pick for what I want to see here. These are not dagger throw, but I'd probably take a poison stab up against a Hexaghost. It's fine. This is interesting because like poison stab is generally not worth 73 gold, right? So it's like if I could do this instead, I would. But is poison stab worth 73 gold on floor 2? Yes. When it's the only thing for sale. So we just buy the relic. Okay, that's decent. That gives me some leeway against Lagavulin and Sentries and Hexaghost. Only kind of. Let's see, we've got... He's gonna be at 19, so... we would... I think we can afford to double defend here. Take 1... and then... well, you see we're a little punished here, right? If we had... no, taking 1 and then 2 is better than taking 6. Which is what would have happened if we had given up a defend on the previous turn for strike. So yeah, just took 3 damage only. Totally fine. Footwork is, I think, the best here. Bouncing Flask is like good against Hexaghost, but you have a lot of options to get poison. There's a common poison card that you can pick up that deals 5 poison. This does 9 poison, which is less than twice as much poison, even though it costs twice as much. And you also don't... there are a lot of substitutes for poison at that, right? Lots of substitutes for Bouncing Flask, even within the poison spectrum. But lots of substitutes for poison in general. Like, you can have enough damage without poison, especially when you have a Stone Calendar. So for a long time, like, we'll be able to defeat 100+ health enemies reasonably well because we get like a 52 damage head start if they are long fights like Hexaghost. It's got to be Footwork because Footwork actually goes well with Stone Calendar and is also like one of the irreplaceable pieces for an Act 4 victory. We'll see if we can take no damage in this fight. It's a tall order. Especially with this order where he's buffing immediately. Doesn't look like we're gonna get Stone Calendar to get all the way up. We take a little bit here. Only 3. Definitely Footwork is nice. Taking 3 against Jawworm is like almost an inevitability. He's not buffing here, so we might have enough time to Stone Calendar him. Or just kill him, since this was a really good draw order. Yeah, we'll just kill him. Cool, cool. Wow, these are good cards. This is another situation about the irreplaceability of what we're being offered, but the difference is they do very different things. Bouncing Flask and Footwork are similar in the sense that like they're both bad against hallway fights. Not bad against hallway fights, right? Like Footwork performed admirably in that hallway fight, but they're both slower cards for sure. They're not front-loaded damage or front-loaded block. So they share some of the same weaknesses, I guess. And so in that comparison, it made a lot of sense to take the more irreplaceable card. It's hard to replace Footwork. Here, Nightmare is extremely irreplaceable. Nothing like it in the silent tools, other than getting a bunch of copies of a part. There's no, even if you use this to Nightmare Footwork sometimes, which we will, a lot, if we take it, having 3 extra copies of Footwork is not even a substitute for Nightmare, never mind the fact that that's exceedingly unlikely. Because you don't want a Nightmare Footwork in every fight. Nightmare, you can Nightmare whatever you want to Nightmare to make sure that you win that fight. Extremely good. But here's the issue of irreplaceability. This is weak right now, and we want to be strong right now. And this makes us strong right now, even though it's extremely replaceable. Like, great Act 1 pick, you pick it a lot if you can. 8 damage for 0 energy, there are some synergies in general, yada yada. If it's Endless Agony or Skip, it's the easiest Endless Agony ever. But this is a tricky situation. I think we're going to take Nightmare because we have available to us a pretty conservative path. Well, this sucks. This potion's not very good. Do we look at it right now? It's not very likely to save us though right here, because damage doesn't bail us out. So I think we just take 6 and cry. It's not a huge deal. We haven't taken very much yet this act. Okay, we would like to kill him in time. We'd also like to not take damage. So do we want to take 1 damage to develop 9 damage? Calendar never goes off, so we have to win this fight, honestly. I guess we just really hope he attacks next turn. If he doesn't, then Poison Stab doesn't matter, but if he does, then it does. So 50, I think it's a 50% here. I think we're 50%. We spend 1 life to have a 50% chance of killing him before he runs. I think that's what happened here. Because the 9 extra damage matters in this situation. Well, I guess it wasn't as good as that, because we still don't get there. There's no draw order that got us here. We needed to draw just 1 of these last turn would have been fine. We had 4 draws to do it, since we were guaranteed to draw Footwork. We had 1 card left in our deck. So missing every strike. On turn 1. Pretty unlucky. What can you do? Alright, well. Have your gold. We lost 1 health. And a bunch of gold. The gold we lost was unoptionable. We chose to lose the 1 health that we lost, but it was because we believed that it would allow us to save our gold, which a lot of the times it did, and we just got unlucky. I think we made the right decision. Okay, well, Piercing Will is a great front-loaded block. Good against Hexaghost. Technically good stall with Stone Calendar, I guess. Doesn't help us against Knob. We might just get to the point where we're so bad against Knob we dodge, but I'm totally happy to take a Piercing Whale. Infinite Blades is also reasonable though, right? We're running out of ways to make sure that we can beat Hexaghost. Stone Calendar, a 52 damage head start is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket compared to having the tools in your deck to beat Hexaghost. 260 whatever damage is no more difficult than 210 damage if we don't get more good attack cards for a boss fight. Poison Stab's pretty reasonable. Blades is also pretty reasonable. So it could just be we're supposed to take Infinite Blades here because we're that desperate for the damage. Got another, at least 1 more hallway fight coming up here. I'm gonna take the Piercing. Piercing Wheel is even good against Hexaghost. Although yes, I do realize that the damage is crucial. This might be a stone calendar fight, we'll see. Okay. Save the 1, since 4 damage doesn't matter very much. Take 7. We're slipping, we don't have the front load we need. Although Piercing Well is way better here than Infinite Blades. Okay, he's dead. And you're dead without Stone Calendar's help. What is this, by the way? Rare? Yeah, it's a rare. Oh. Oh, I wish I could take all 3 of these. Makes my deck a lot better to take all 3. We could take Catalyst, though. And then dodge all the elites. And just build a way to beat bosses. Backflip is so good as well with the footwork. And without Ring of the Snake. And 10 starter cards in our deck. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, it's probably not supposed to be Catalyst because no Ring of the Serpent. Huge chunk of starting cards that's just going to make it impossible for us to pair up what we need to. We need the card draw. So both Backflip and Dagger Spray make us better for so much more of the run. I don't reasonably see us just like, oh yeah, let's just, you know, build for boss fights and somehow we'll just manifest a Nightmare Catalyst. Even though our only base poison to go off of is Poison Stab right now anyway, and then we're pushing ourselves in a situation where we need to pick like Deadly Poison against more common sense picks like this. So let's just go with the common sense picks. Which in this case I think is Dagger Spray. If we really just can't beat Gremlin Knob, and if we pick a Dagger Spray, I still don't really think we can beat Gremlin Knob. I guess we're supposed to take the Backflip to win fights with Stone Calendar. Well, Stone Calendar doesn't even beat Slavers, right? Because on turn 3, you are just taking 75% of the time, something like that. It's like 70% of the time you're taking like 46 damage. That's on turn 3, and again on turn 4, because you're vulnerable for 2 turns. On turn 2, there's a 75% chance that Red Slaver makes you vulnerable. And if he does, and then they're all attacking on turn 3, and they're all attacking on turn 4, which they are, and you've just and if you've committed yourself to a line where you're like, I refuse to build a deck that is able to kill Red Slaver in 2 turns, then you don't die, but it's just not good. It's so bad. Also, 1 potion only, so our potion chance is pretty high. So it's like 60% potion chance. So if we do this fight, then we get a relic 2 upgrades to try and beat this elite. If it's Gremlin Knobbed, we stand a chance. Yeah, if we get a potion from this fight, which we have a 60% chance of doing. Has to be a reasonably good potion. We could also rest here to make sure we are able to take on Gremlin Knob. And then just trust that the other elites are reasonably easy. Stone Calendar is great against sentries, and I think it gets us there against Lagavulin, though Lagavulin will still be hard. think we need the card draw. Okay. They're attacking for 14, so I guess technically we save 1 life by discarding the Ascender's Bane, though we might live to regret that decision if we draw it again in a situation that it's really bad to draw it again. Take 4, not great, but that's the type of deck that we built. We're just taking 4 over and over. This is... taking 4 in a hard pool fight's like not that bad, but if we're being honest with ourselves, this is supposed to be basically the easiest hard pool fight. So it does suck that we're still taking 4 in this fight. We took 7 in Exordium Wildlife, which is admittedly like the hardest hard pool fight, so it's not a huge deal. Strength potion. Okay, okay. Oh. Okay. Is Noxious Fumes worse than Deadly Poison? Not in Hexaghost. And not in AoE fights. But which AoE fights are we worried about? I guess Gremlin Leader still. The Noxious Fumes is much better than the Deadly Poison in that fight, and Stone Calendar doesn't solve that AoE problem like it does Slavers. So I already mentioned how Stone Calendar doesn't actually solve the AoE problem in Slavers, but when you're talking about like comparing the effect of Noxious Fumes to Deadly Poison, Noxious Fumes is only effective over the same time period that Stone Calendar is effective. I mean, both of them really are, right? Like Deadly Poison's no front-loaded excellent C either. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Noxious Fumes. We'll take the double fire. Gosh, I would love to upgrade Nightmare. It might need to be Noxious Fumes or Footwork. Kinda feeling like Footwork. Neutralize? If I want to fight that elite really badly and I want to give myself some out against Gremlin Knob. I guess Noxious Fumes helps the most against Knob and Lagavulin, who are our worst elites. Okay, please be a meaningful relic. This is a large chest, so it's guaranteed to be a uncommon or rare, I think is how that works. Well, this is a meaningful relic, although it technically doesn't play right now. Do we need to rest if we're at 35? We got decent potions. We can upgrade the Nightmare. It's a pretty meaningful upgrade. And then we fight the elite. Oh my gosh, of course it's Gremlin Knob. Okay, well that helps a ton. That helps more than anything, for sure. So we need to deal 50 more damage. This is 12, 15, so we need to deal 35 more damage. Let's just count down. We don't have it, right? 35. Let's call this just 9 puts us at 26 minus 18. We need 8 more damage. So strength potion consistent. Definitely Deadly Poison. And then it'll deal 5. So he'll be at 56. So we need to deal 16 more damage. So we should definitely... I guess there's no reason to strike. Oh, there, because I don't want a Nightmare if I don't have to. So yeah, I'm gonna choose not to Nightmare. Except we need to get one more strike. So what are the chances that we bottom deck both strikes? It's a 4 and 9 twice, 16 and 81. 16 and 80 is 1 and 5. So 20% chance that Knob is coming in for 24 damage next turn, and we are unable to kill him. Even in that world we survive, so I guess we play to our 40% chance to save 3 life by not playing Nightmare on the strike. So 40% of the time we take 8. That's it. No, it's better than that. I'm sorry, it's 80% of the time. 80% of the time we take 4. That's it. Then 20% of the time, no, we don't take 4. We take 8. Sorry, my numbers are so bad. I'm understanding the situation correctly, but I'm not articulating it well. Okay. There is a 20% chance we don't hit either strike. So 80% of the time we're able to kill Knob next turn no matter what. If we just strike footwork. So 80% of the time, if we strike footwork, we take 8 damage, and that's all we take this fight. The other 20% of the time, we take essentially 30 damage. It's a little bit less than that, actually. Let's call it 28, because we'll have played footwork, so if we just play triple defend, we do block for like 2 per defend. So we take 8 and then 24, which would be 32. But then we block a little bit with the defends, which give him strength. So they only save about 2 life each or something like that, 2 or 3 life each. I think it's like 7 actually. So 32 minus, so we take 25. So yeah, so 80% of the time we take 25, go down to 10, heal back up to... Anyway, I'm confident this is the right play. Even if we hit the 80%, or hit the 20% that we're unlucky and miss the strikes. We got both strikes, good to go. Thank you, the bomb. And strength potion. Lantern is weird. Backstab is bad, generally, without Ring of the Serpent. Burst has to be good. Burst backflip, burst piercing well, burst nightmare. Well, Noxious Fumes seems very useful. And then I don't want to take 10 here, so Piercing Wail saves a bunch. Then we just try and kill Sneaky Gremlin, which we should be able to do even though we're weak, as long as he doesn't get blocked, which he didn't, thank goodness. Actually we're not quite able to kill him. That sucks. But it's also fine, mostly. Yeah, we're 1 damage off of killing Sneaky Gremlin. He rolled, I think, max health, so it's too bad. I think he can roll 12, 11, or sorry, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he hit the 1 in 4 that this particular draw order doesn't kill him on this turn, which isn't the end of the world. We still block for 12, so we take 8 here, go down to 31, and Meat on the Bone will still help us out. Although we're taking a bunch next turn too, so we're not drawing any block cards next turn because we drew all of them already. Yeah, I mean this is mostly just a problem with Ring for this. With boss swap here, it becomes very difficult to not brick. It becomes very difficult to see any turn where you're not just facing huge brick like we are here. We lost a 1 in 3 here. I think we're able to kill Fat Gremlin on this turn actually if he doesn't block him, right? Yeah, we 100% are. Can we still kill him? No, we have 15. Plus 5 is 20, but he's at an effective 26. And then likewise, 15 plus 5 is 20, and this guy's at 22. So we just have to take 10 more. Nothing we can do about it. Yeah, if we had blocked, we would have been able to save 5 if he hadn't blocked Fat Gremlin. So whatever. We didn't save 5. We were gonna take 5 anyway from Mad Gremlin, who we were never gonna be able to kill. Might mean we need to dodge this next elite, though it can't be Gremlin Knob, so counts for something. See if we get a potion that matters. We do. Oh, and we're offered another backflip. I suppose we should take another backflip. We just need the consistency. Stone Calendar Noxious Fumes, do you actually carry us to our damage solution? Against Hexaghost, 100%. Against Sentries and Logvolin, of course. Against Act 2, I don't know. It's like, I guess if we really do block well enough, right? We can still upgrade this footwork, upgrade the burst. Let's go. Also, we're at perfect meat on the bone if we take no damage this fight. So let's try and take no damage this fight. Let's grab the power potion. Yeah. 2 Noxious Fumes. Okay, can we see footwork, please? Yeah, we can. Good. Nightmare doesn't hit anything meaningful, but that's okay. Take 3 here, maybe take a bunch here. Hopefully not, it looks like we don't. And we should be good to go. It's a lot of damage. Yep, we got there. Wow, that power potion crucial though, you can see. We would be a little bit off here. Yeah, we would be. Crazy. Okay, give us our relic. And our heal. Ooh, Giria. It's cute, but maybe terrible. Sucker Punch seems to matter. Weaken is a huge health resource. Have we been offered no discard cards since being shown Hovering Kite? Crazy. Being shown Hovering Kite, it was our boss swap. Yeah, but just more reliable ways to land weak. Or like Peel Artifact, so we can get poison through onto Baseball or something like that. I don't know. Seems good enough. We need help. Okay. That's good block. This is good damage. And then we try to kill... I guess whomever we can. Hit you, so you're dead to neutralize next turn. Probably take a lot of damage on this turn. They're all attacking, we've killed nobody. So the neutralize play worked out. Can we kill another? I think we can. He's at 9s, although he's at 10, so we can just do 10 like this. Boom, boom. Okay. And then it just makes sense to survive the last strike. Take 6. I guess we'd like to take 2 more. Or do we like to take none more? If we take 2 more, we go to 33 and then heal up to 45. 45 is a better Hexaghost number than 35. So yeah, we would like to take exactly 2 more. Is that even possible? They're all dead next turn. Because of the noxious fumes. So we could take 6 or we could take none. Those are our only options. So 6 goes down to 29. Plus 12 is 41. Against Hexaghost, so I'd rather be at 41 or 35. They're like identical. I think they're literally identical. 41 is 6 more health, but we pass a breakpoint for Hexaghost's turn 2 damage calculation, which means Hexaghost is dealing 6 additional damage on turn 2. So the 6 extra health goes away on turn 2, unless we have a way to block for 24 life or whatever, which we might be able to. So we should just save the life. Unless we're resting. Oh, and by save the life, I mean take the damage to get our max HP with meat on the bone to where it needs to be. Sorry, that was weird. Saving the life in this case means taking 6 to get meat on the bone value to go up to 41 damage. Weird. Deadly poison. I guess I kind of wish I had taken that catalyst now that I don't even know if it would be good without Ring of the Serpent and such a huge, fat starter deck. Do we still take it? I don't think we do. Noxious Fumes Plus isn't quite enough though. Against the heart, even with like a crazy damage output. I know this. And Deadly Poison actually can help. And it probably helps against Hexaghost. It's just so bad in Act 2 hallways. Okay, I think this is... Burst is very good too, but I think this is the best, based on what information we have available. Well, it looks like we are not blocking turn 2. The only way to reason to block this would have been with Piercing Wail, which I would have spent, but I didn't get it, so boo-hoo. We take 8, and the meat on the bone calculation didn't matter for that one particular turn, which is kind of funny. Also bottom deck, Noxious Fumes, Footwork, and Deadly Poison. What the heck? We need to get this going. I want to get this going. I kind of want to draw all these cards together next turn, so I guess I'll just do it this way. Do Deadly, or do Nightmare on the... I could do it on the backflip, or the Deadly Poison. I'll do it on the Deadly Poison. And then backflip. Of course I draw 2 defends. So I don't this turn. I don't need them this turn, never mind. First, defend, defend, defend. Full block. Full block again, just barely. Our damage is actually not there. Well, crud. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you bottom deck all your scaling cards. We're not dead though, so I guess we should be thankful. We might die though. Oof, I thought we were dead, but we have a defend in our hand, which combined with the sucker punch. Remember when we almost didn't take Sucker Punch? Still might be dead. Okay, we're good. We would have been dead here if we need the poison to kill it, which means the burns are still going to affect us this turn. So if we had just drawn like Piercing Wail, Burst, Deadly Poison, Burn, we would have died. It would have had to be in that exact hand. And it wasn't, so thank goodness. Survive at 3. Holy cow, I'm glad we took that Deadly Poison. We almost skipped it. In fact, when I took it, I'm like, this was probably a mistake. I mean, we're gonna die in Act 2, and I messed up here. But I think we totally don't get through Hexaghost without that. Another Nightmare is actually pretty good. Corpse Explosion seems totally unnecessary with Stone Calendar. Yeah, 2 Nightmares. It just makes it more likely that we get Nightmare on a turn with another card that we need. Velvet Choker, unironically good here. Fusion Hammer also quite good. There are some very nice upgrades. I would love to upgrade Burst, Deadly Poison, Nightmare, but it's looking like we might need to rest from time to time in Act 2. The question is, does it look like we need to play 6 cards in a turn? I'll tell you what it does look like. It looks like we need to have cards that let Hovering Kite actually do anything. Why? Oh, this is not a good seed. I'll tell you that. I remember before I booted up the recording, I thought to myself, I'm like, I hope this is just an easy seed. I don't really want to strain and tense up over just a really grueling 4-act run. And unfortunately, I think that's what we have here because of how miserable Hovering Kite has been with this combination of card rewards in Act 1. We have some things going for us. Definitely Lantern's good, though it would be much better if we had Ring of the Snake. And definitely Meat on the Bone is good. It seems like Kyria is totally terrible, and Stone Calendar has done... The only thing Stone Calendar has done was help us beat Hexaghost, which I guess is something. Because we almost died to Hexaghost, so... Yeah, hallway fights suck, so I don't want to take a Slaver's Collar. Hallway fights are going to be too hard. It's the other collar, Choker, or Fusion Hammer. With Burst, Choker's quite bad. One of the reasons I'm thinking about Fusion Hammer being bad is because I'm like, oh, like it'd be really nice to upgrade Burst. Like, upgrading Burst does nothing when you have Choker. It's all of your card plays right there. It's just Burst and then the 2 skills that you play with it. Much rather have a Burst minus, honestly. Let's take the Fusion Hammer. Okay, well we have plenty of gold. We should probably see a shop. I think we're terrible against Act 2 elites. So we should probably not try to farm them. Although, wow. Imagine if this deck somehow was extremely good against Act 2 elites. We get to do Elite Fire, Elite, Elite, Elite Shop. Really good. We even get to start with the shop in that world. I guess we go that way anyway. I don't know if we're going to try and take on those elites, but we should hit a shop this act, and it shouldn't be this late. So we should 100% hit one of these shops. That feels very, very certain. So I guess we... And then there's like dodge opportunity, so we might as well get to this shop. Probably this is the shop we want, so we're probably just going to go this way. See how it goes. Hello, Avocado. Welcome to Act 2, he says. You didn't draw any block cards on turn 1, he says. And I say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess we drew Weaken. Oh my gosh. Hovering Kite is so much worse than our snake. Technically, full block. Take another 8. 30's not the end of the world because of meat on the bone. But jeez, this is not going well. Oh, and now he's coming in for 21 damage again. Which is horrible. But we finally get Hovering Kite to do something. So we can put a bunch of defense on top. Which guarantees we're safe next turn, so we get out of the fight. Although we had backflips coming up anyway. Bottom deck both backflips. That's what happened in this fight. Nothing you can do about it. Doesn't really matter too much. Like we took, how much damage did we take? We took like 18 damage or something like that, and we healed 12 of it back up. So it's like the same as if we had taken 6 damage, which I would have been pretty happy to just take 6 damage. Now these are some cards. These are really, really some cards. Prepared lets me look at more cards than Dagger Throw, but Dagger Throw is 12 damage. I want the damage. How are those all upgraded? Just lucky, I guess. Okay, do I need the Nightmare Backflip? Do I want to Nightmare Backflip? Yes. And then can we ever kill the back guy in time? Like, maybe just never? So we just try and kill the front guy? So, block for 16, take 6, which is like perfect meat on the bone. Deadly Poison is 9 over 2 turns. This is 11 over 2 turns. 12. Actually, incredibly similar. But Deadly Poison is technically better eventually. Oh, it's also possible we're not supposed to take damage here because there's a good chance one of them is attacking next turn. Oh, and we're gonna take some damage. Yeah, let's just take none. Don't set up the meat on the bone yet, because we're gonna be forced to set it up on this turn. Except we lost the whatever chance it was for at least one of them to be attacking. I mean, it's a 50-50 for both of them, I think. So we lost both 50-50s, which is a 1 in 4. So we hit a 1 in 4 unluckiness. Although I think we were incredibly wise to target front guy instead of back guy, because back guy we never kill in time. Okay. Unfortunately we didn't take the 6, so we could be at 6 additional life right now, if we hadn't lost the 3 and 4 chance we had. These don't draw. And they're not very powerful output cards. Alright, yeah, let's talk about an event. Sure, we'll read the book. That's not the one we want. I also probably shouldn't have even clicked it. I think it was correct to look at the book. But once we saw it was Necronomicon, we'd probably just give up and say, oh, okay, well, better luck next time. And now we're gonna die to this fight. Wow, okay. Yeah, what a difficult hard pool fight this is. Yeah, I mean, I missed out on 5 damage there because I didn't play it in the right order. Does it even matter? I mean, yeah, if he was at 5 less health, that would be kind of nice. But it doesn't really matter, right? We're dead in this fight anyway. And now my draw next turn sucks. If it does 9 times 2 and we get Piercing Wail and Burst, I guess we can live. We did. That exact situation happened. And now we're dead next turn anyway? So I shouldn't have burst the Piercing Wail because it puts too many days in our deck. So, I mean, technically there's I think a 40% chance that Chosen's not attacking next turn. And we always kill in 2 turns. So, the only way to survive next turn is the 40% that she's not attacking, or somehow, with the 1 draw we get right here, we get like backflip into stuff. Oh, she's not attacking. Okay. Oh, Necronomicus. The reason we always kill here is not because of the poison, but actually because of the stone calendar. Although we got there anyway with the poison because our draw worked out. Dodge and roll is decent. Alchemize is also actually quite good with double Nightmare and with Burst. Let's take the Alchemize. I think it gives us the most chances to win this run. Well, that's a relic. Although I can't afford it with Happy Flower or with Oddly Smooth Stone. Both of which I would really like. However, it's too good to skip. Does it allow us to fight elites? Probably not. I don't know. We can scrape together some winning elite fights. What else can we buy though? Nothing? Deadly Poison number 2. I don't want another Deadly Poison. A potion, I guess? A poison potion? And then go through here. If we get totally scraped up, we like, you know, rest and try and slip by and then rest again and then dodge the other elites. But that way, this way we get to do at least a couple elites this act. Or we just dodge this elite, go here, smith. Oh, we can't smith, we'd have to rest anyway, so I guess we might as well go here. Oh, we can lift. I didn't think about this interaction, but 100% Fusion Hammer is way better because we already have a Giria. The strength doesn't matter a ton, but it matters a little. I like the waffle. It could be card remove here, actually. Instead of buying a potion that we don't really need because we have Alchemize in the deck. That makes a lot of sense. So we remove a strike. And then we go here and lift. because we kind of suck at elites, or we go here because we want to try and do more elites. No. I'm saying that out loud and it seems completely foolish. It does not seem like we can afford to do more elites. Like if we want to do 2 elites right here, we could like still have the option to do 2 elites. Do I ever think we can do 3 elites? Boom, boom, boom. No. Reflexes. Decent. I didn't pick up that prepared plus on floor 1. I took the dagger throw instead, but when I was looking at the prepared plus, I'm like, oh, reflex would go really well with it. Expertise. Super pickable. Card draw good. We have quite a bit of energy. And we don't have enough discard synergy to justify trying to line the reflex up, but we can always try and get the expertise to go. Okay, okay. Question marks are good, but we can still hit this question mark. Leap are also good. What a weird starting hand. Apotheosis is good. Do I want a nightmare? Nightmare? Not really. So do I want a nightmare of magnetism? I guess. No, because it'll be too expensive. Yeah. So Apotheosis is just the best pick here. Yes. So do I nightmare nightmare? I guess so. Why? Because it's funny? Because it lets me have a nightmare next turn. I think that's the real reason. Also, out of order, but I guess it doesn't matter. It kind of matters. Okay, what are we nightmaring? Are we nightmaring? I think we're not nightmaring. Sucker Punch saves a lot of life. Okay, we block out. No, we don't. We take 2. We've got the poison going. Definitely save the piercing whale. Do we save the alchemize for burst or nightmare? We have 4 nightmares and a burst. Sure. It's not really a good draw next turn, which is a reason not to do it. But we're not dead this turn, so I guess that's okay. Nightmare footwork, strike. Take 30. We're just setting a meat on the bone, guys. It's all calculated. Oops. It's fine. Okay, he's dead next turn no matter what, so hopefully we draw back to our alchemize. Otherwise we just missed a potion last turn no matter what, or for no reason. Okay, missed a potion for no reason, it happens. We got a potion back anyway. I think I prepared. Can't upgrade it, but... Okay, was that our worst elite fight? I don't know. I don't know if that was our worst elite fight. If we're gonna fight one more elite, let's just fight this one. It's actually pretty reasonable. Oh boy. Well-laid plans has to be better than anything. Yes. Yeah, well-laid plans. I would love to remove, but well-laid plans is better than anything else we can do here. I'm pretty. Reflex was also good. Let's just dodge the elite. I don't think I'm good at elite fights. So I want to go to another shop when I'll have not enough gold to even remove. Yeah, I don't want to do 3 hard pool fights. Lift. Okay, we'll just alchemize here. And take some damage because we drew very few block cards on turn 1. Do we want to nightmare something? Let's see what we draw first. I think we don't. I think we just want to go in on the poison. Keeps her healing every turn and makes it easier to kill him quickly. Except here. But I guess we just nightmare footwork. Footwork, defend, take 8. Yeah, this. I mean, this is why we didn't go either of these directions, because our deck just sucks. They're attacking for 25. So just do it that way. She's back to healing again. Thank goodness he didn't attack. Holy cow, we drew very few block cards again. We just have too many strikes in our deck. And a lot of our other cards suck too. Okay, this should be a win. I should have kept the survivor. We don't need the nightmare here, but no punish. I mean, we definitely, if we can get set up, we definitely have a way to win the heart fight, or like, you know, crazy hard late game fights with 2 nightmares, noxious fumes, footwork, burst, well-laid plans. It's just we don't have any front load. And we don't... We've got the draw coming together now. Expertise prepared 2 backflips, even without Ring of the Serpent. Like, our draw is coming together. We've removed a strike. It's coming together. Do we want the expertise? Yeah? Yeah, I want more card draw. Okay. No Lizard Tail, no Strawberry, no Ori. That's the only thing to pay attention to here. Okay, one more hard pool fight. Jeez Louise. Yeah, thank goodness we didn't go this way. Well, I'm terrified of this fight, so let's see if we can kill, I guess we want to try and kill Bird real quick. She's probably dead to Stone Calendar, regardless of how fast we go for her. So maybe we can just stop him from attacking us next turn. So the Strength Potion probably didn't matter. Okay, he's dead. It might matter. We'll see. Get to weaken her is nice. Burst backflip is kind of funny. This is actually mana positive, which is important. We get footwork. Backflip. Okay. Well, that sucks. I mean, what can you do? She's choosing to attack this turn. Oh, are we just dead next turn? I think we are. Man, what a way to go. We needed to draw Survivor and Expertise in the same turn in those last two draws, and we didn't. Probably played this fight wrong, but man, that sucks. I guess the pain is over. Jeez, this was a painful run. $26, yeah. 12. If she was doing her other attack, if she wasn't doing her, if she didn't attack for 15 last turn, we'd be okay actually. We wouldn't be vulnerable here. She'd just have 3 more strength, so she'd be hitting us for closer to like 30 or something like that. And of course, we'd have like 15 more life. We weren't supposed to play the well-laid plans last turn. Also, we'd have 1 more draw here, which actually kind of matters. We can't. I don't know if we can even reasonably play the fight the same way. I'll see if we do the same things, if we give ourselves just 1 more draw on that last turn, if it makes a difference. I think Nightmare Backflip makes sense. Backflip makes sense. Dagger Throw makes sense. Poison Stab makes sense. Neutralize for hand space, start drawing. Realize that we have a burst and decide that burst backflip is very good. But maybe it's not, right? I think the better way to play this is to recognize that we have enough good cards in our deck, and we're powerful enough on this turn that we actually should just not draw too much. So now we should be not dead this turn, although maybe we still are. This blocks for 11. If we throw in a Blessing of the Forge, it's actually 14, which would save us. think it was to survive at 1. Yeah. Crazy. And then we actually get there this fight. We'll play it out, but I guess we'll do the thing where we concede against the heart if we get there because we played this fight wrong. I don't think we're gonna beat the heart. This deck is not good. It's coming together. Definitely taking the Nakanama Curse was bad. But who knows, maybe we get a Snecko and all is forgiven. Dodge and roll. It's not really front-loaded block. Once we get the footworks down, I don't know if we need a dodge and roll. I guess we kind of do though. Even with the well-laid plans? Probably not with the well-laid plans. I don't know, it's tough. I'm gonna pass. And I'm gonna rest. Champ seems super doable, but we could still just die, especially from a very low life total like we have right now. Just full block, damage we do doesn't really matter. Why do we have 2 strength? Oh, because of gear, yeah. Hold on to the alchemize, I guess. Footwork. Defend, expertise. Nightmare the backflip, and then backflip. Then hold on to Noxious Fumes. Or hold on to Nightmare. Nightmare the deadly poison? This is my instinct for the fight, but it might be totally off. So we've got tons of backflips, 3 dexterity, lots of ways to apply poison. So we should be able to win. We really want to ramp that poison up extremely quickly. Terrible draw. I just want to block out here, so I'll burst the backflip. Yeah, we do block out. Noxious Fumes. There goes the Stone Count. There might even be a liability in this fight the way we're playing it. Nice, burst the deadly poison. Neutralize probably better than any defends we could hold on to. Yeah, we definitely don't get a clean kill before the split happens. So he just splits here, and it's pretty ugly. But maybe we can block the execute because we won't be frail. Seems reasonable. We actually almost get there. Not really. We don't actually almost get there. Put him down to 110, but then he gets rid of the poison. Well, burst backflip is good. Prepared. Backflip. Before we backflip again, we need to grab a way to weaken him. So now we're alive. Weaken him for next turn, or block for 8. I think weaken saves more than 8 next turn. This also technically deals a little bit of damage, so that's nice. Yeah, neutralize, extends the weak for 1 more turn still, which is good. We need to kill him, so I'm gonna hold on to the poison. We're dead if we don't draw something, which honestly would be probably a welcome relief, but we did draw something, so we'll hang on for a little longer. But we're dead next turn. He's doing execute again every time next turn, it's guaranteed. I don't think there's any way to block that. But if there is, it starts with this. Blocking for this turn. We can get weakened back. I think there's no way we can afford to spend the mana on expertise. Backflip, backflip, backflip. It's really close, isn't it? 8 and 6 is 26, 32, 42, 50, so we survive at 2 if we play both of these. Then we're dead next turn. Always? But we're dead if we don't play both of them, unless Alchemize has something. Guess we hold on to Sucker Punch. We can, next turn, maybe we scrape together another miraculous block. Yeah, there's just not enough energy. Okay, we're dead. He got us. Oh man, 6 more life doesn't save us though. Because I was gonna say, we didn't have to play Sucker Punch there because we drew into the Neutralize. Although we played Sucker Punch so expertise would draw more. So we wouldn't draw into the Neutralize if we didn't play an extra card before expertise, although I guess we could play a defend, but that's why I mentioned it's like, an extra 6 life doesn't save us there. Just a horrible seed, and this is why I hate boss swapping. Ring of the Snake was better the whole process. We finally started to get Hovering Kite going a little bit here, and with these extra card draw cards, like that's kind of cool. But because we just had such a weak Act 1 and Act 2, we were behind. We were just behind on everything we needed to have to do what we wanted to do. Not having the curse in our deck would have been nice. Just skipping Necronomicurse. even if we're supposed to look at the book. It might be that we're not supposed to look at the book, but I honestly don't know if we had saved the life from not looking at the book that it would have changed how the rest of the act went. Because our deck was just too bad against elites, regardless of whether or not we had 21 extra life or not. And it might not have mattered because of the waffle. Yeah, the waffle meant that this didn't matter. Although, like, maybe we get to not buy the waffle and pick up the oddly smooth stone. I don't think that would have mattered. The boot was a nothing relic. We could only fight the one elite. This surprise shop gave us well-laid plans, which was actually really good. Smiling Mask was a nothing relic. Definitely a sloppy act 2. We were actually kind of close against the champ. So maybe if we have a little bit more life going into the fight. We took 29 from freaking Chosen Flock. Centurion and Mystic, Chosen and Cultist. Interesting, this is called Chosen Flock. It's like a specialized name for the fight. Not Chosen Bird, Chosen and Bird. But this one's just called Chosen and Cultist. What else to say about this? Rested here. We could have rested here. Although we got meat on the bone to trigger because we didn't rest, so actually probably was correct not to rest. And we couldn't buy anything here, but we couldn't afford to path a different way because we were just dying. Yeah, acrobatics would have been good, but we saw none. Chosen Flock's just such a hard fight. I'm really racking my brain to figure out how we're supposed to win this with boss swap, and I'm also trying to convince myself that boss swap isn't bad. But I'm having a hard time doing it. I just feel like boss swap is unpickable. Which is obviously not true, right? Zeknar has like as high of a win rate on his boss swap sample as he does on his normal sample. So if you always boss swap, it's still possible to maintain the most competitive win rate that's possible on Silent, and I just don't know how to do it. It could be that this is unlucky, right? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out, is like, is this especially unlucky? Like, what am I missing here? It feels especially unlucky. When was the second nightmare? Because that was a weird choice. Took burst instead of backstab, yeah. Backflip instead of dagger spray. Sucker punch was good. Deadly poison instead of quick slash. Oh, it was right here. Of course, we took the nightmare. So there were a lot of options to be more front-loaded damage. I don't know if that would have helped us in Act 2. Felt like the front-load damage would never have been enough to kill enemies on turn 2 or 3. These were all, 6 turns, 4 turns, 7 turns, 7 turns, 7 turns, 7 turns. So I don't think we save 4 turns on average by picking these really aggressive options. Which means we still have to live 3 turns in Act 2, which means we're basically taking the same amount of damage anyway. Because after the first 3 turns, we usually found a way to set something up, whether it was just playing our footwork a single time, in order to stabilize a lot of the rest of the fight. Obviously that didn't always happen. It definitely felt like not taking footwork, not taking nightmare, not taking backflip, and then instead taking damage cards means we just take even more damage because we have less ways to block as we lengthen the fights out. As these all seemed like lengthy fights. I don't know. They're lengthy fights because we don't have a way to pay off the energy relic with hovering kite reliably, and we don't have our starter relic to draw to our best cards reliably. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap there. It's almost an hour and a half, and it's been like 5 minutes of me just wallowing here. Let me know what you think about this one. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm definitely torn on... Losses always tear me up a little bit, not because I'm like, oh no, my win streak. It's like, yeah, it sucks to lose the win streak, but I feel like I'm playing so well that most of my losses, probably only a little more than half, but most of my losses, I think, really put me in this stupor of, like, gosh, like, this really felt unwinnable. Which is a good place to be, where it's like, I'm playing well enough that I'm obviously winning a lot. 3 in a row is good. This was a co-op run that we played intentionally experimentally here. And this was just a tough run. I have no excuses for this one. Definitely, probably winnable, more so than the one we're looking at now. But and then we had a win, a couple hard losses. But if you look at like, so that's 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 in a row. A few losses that were little lazy runs, probably, at least some of them. A win, a few lazy runs, 3 wins, and then like this really brutally hard run. Like, we're winning more than we're losing. And of the ones we're losing, I feel like we're either not taking the run seriously because it's like a knowing experimental run, or it just seemed impossible to win. But there are some honest losses in here too. Like I said, I think this was an honest loss, this was an honest loss. I don't think this was... Oh, this was not a lazy run. This felt like one of those unwinnable seeds where I was like, not unwinnable. No, I remember taking away some important lessons here. This was an honest loss. You weren't supposed to take the damage for the tungsten rod, and you weren't supposed to take 6 hallway fights. This was actually a really important learning moment. You see, after that, in my winning runs, I am taking way fewer hallway fights in Act 1. Still a lot here, but that wasn't a winning run. See, you know, only way fewer hallway fights before the chest. 3 before the chest, 3 intentional fights before the chest, 4 before the chest. Here we took a lot and we lost. That's interesting, the correlation. So it's like, the lesson we learned way back here with the tungsten rod was that early Act 1 question marks are bad, but early Act 1 hard pull fights are a lot of times even worse. You see, before we learned that lesson, 4 before the chest, 3 before the chest, 3 intentional before the chest, 3, I guess there's still a lot of us taking question marks before the chest. 4 before the chest, 4 before the chest, 4 before the chest, 4 intentional before the chest, 3 before the chest, 5 before the chest, 4 before, 5 before, 3 a ton, 1, 3. So it's usually 4, right? It seems like 4 on average. And then right here, after this, the lesson we learned, we took 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, it still seems like a 4 average. I feel like we understand the early game Act 1 a little bit better after this loss, still. Even if, at a quick glance, some of the averages come out the same to like the number of hallway fights we're taking. Anyway, I hate losing in Act 2. But it's better to lose in Act 2 than to Act 4, I guess. You waste less time. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, you're amazing, and we'll see you next time.